Hi everyone. In this session, we are going to discuss about Factories Act 1948, and this is the introduction session. So, looking into the composition of the Bear Act, there are 11 chapters that was added initially, and then by amendment, Chapter 4A was added. That is a 1987 amendment. Then we have initially 120 sections and 21 amended sections that was added later through various amendments, and there are 3 schedules. So, why is 1987 amendment very important? So, this was added after the Bhopal gas leak tragedy. So, on May 23rd, 1987, two new laws were passed. One is the Environmental Protection Act of 1986, and the second one, Factories Amendment Act of 1987. And this was to address the hazardous procedures and its consequences. So, based on the recommendation of the National Commission on Labour, and this commission was chaired by Ravindra Verma, the 1987 amendment, the Amendment Act of 1987 was brought in Factories Act. Now, the objective or aim of the Factories Act 1948 can be broadly classified into two. That one is with respect to the working condition and the other to prevent exploitation. So, discussing about working condition, to regulate the working condition in factory, ensuring safety, health, and welfare of the workers. And this act also discusses about the duties and rights of the occupier as well as the workers. So it is also to prevent the exploitation of labor and to promote a conducive work environment. Now the significance. So this act discusses about the provisions to ensure safe working condition, to ensure the welfare of the workers, factory workers, then set standards for health, safety, and working hours. Then prevention of industrial accidents and occupational hazards. And this also include the related diseases that is come as a part of the occupation. Now, it also gives a legal framework for the regulation of the factories, and it ensures compliance with the labor laws and standards. Now, towards the chapters that is based on the Bear Act structure. Here, the first chapter is preliminary, that is from section 1 to section 7b. Then we have second chapter, the inspecting staff, that is section 8 to section 10. Then the third chapter is health, that is from section 11 to section 20. The fourth chapter is safety, section 21 to section 41. And here, by 1987 amendment, we have chapter 4A, that is the provisions relating to hazardous provisions, that is hazardous procedures, that is section 41A to 41H. Then chapter 5 is with respect to the welfare, that is from section 42 to section 50. Then chapter 6, working hours of adults, that is from section 51 to section 66. Then chapter 7, employment of young persons, that is the Factories Act also discussed about the employment of those that adolescent children, that is the young adults, that is those who have not attained majority, that is also discussed in Factories Act. So employment of young persons, that is from section 67 to section 77. Then chapter 8 is annual leave with wages, that is from section 78 to section 84. Now special provisions, that is from section 85 to section 91, capital A. Then chapter 10 is regarding penalties and procedures, that is from section 92 to section 106, capital A. Then the last chapter is supplemental, that is from section 107 to 120. Now, some of the important sections. With respect to Factories Act being a beneficial legislation for the workers, we cannot point out these are the important sections. Each and every provision has its significance, but yet these are some of the key provisions that we have to go through. That is section 2, which have definitions. That is actually interpretation clause here. So it has definitions. It defines the working hour, the adult, child, then factory, occupier. All this is defined under section 2. Now, section 6 deals with approval, licensing and registration of the factories. Section 11 to 20 comes under the health chapter that is related to health, and this include section 11 cleanliness, section 13 ventilation and temperature, section 12 is related to the waste disposal, then section 14 regarding dust and fume, section 16 overcrowding, section 17 lighting, then section 18 drinking water, section 19 latrines and urinals. So from section 11 to section 20, each and every provision is of utmost importance, and that is related to health. And then comes safety. So here, section 23, young persons and dangerous machines. Then under safety, we also discuss about the fencing around the hazardous machines, then how the young adults is to be protected, then the first aid appliances. Now section 35 discuss about protection of eyes, section 45 regarding the first aid appliances, section 47 regarding shelter, restroom and lunchrooms for the workers. Then section 48, this is very important because it speaks about creches for the children of the women who are employed in these factories. So it is a very important section that specifically deals with the welfare of the women workers in the factories. Now section 92 is with respect to penalties, section 97 with workers offences, section 98 false certificate of fitness, then section 99 double employment of child. This is also a very important section because a child is permitted to work only for limited working hours per day. So the child cannot work in a factory for X number of hours that is prescribed and then go to another factory and work for X number of hours. That is not allowed. Totally, in how many factories he or she works is immaterial. The total working hours in a day is prescribed as X hours. So how many hours it is and what are the conditions, all will be discussed in the respective topic, detailed topics. So section 2M defines factory. Now, factory definition is given and there are state amendments. So, Andhra Pradesh, the state amendment of Andhra Pradesh, Haryana, Ladakh, Maharashtra and Rajasthan are the same. Then some of the case laws are like MC Mehta versus Union of India. In this case, it discusses about the established the principle of absolute liability of the owner of hazardous industry. Then in Indian Metal and Ferro Alloys Limited versus Industrial Tribunal, the court clarified the scope of wages. That is what can be included in wages. What are all included in wages? That was clarified. Then in Rabindra Agarwal versus State of Jharkhand, here the court held that special statute will prevail over the Indian Penal Code. So that is with a brief introduction towards Factories Act 1948. Thank you for listening. If you like the video, please click the like button. And if you have not followed, please subscribe and support me. Follow us and stay tuned. Have a nice day. Bye.